Hi, my name is Patricia Flores, and welcome to Creating a Lesson with Technology Integration as part of my Canvas Certified Educator program. For this lesson, I chose the CCE framework because I believe the framework matches the language acquisition theories. In addition, CCE frameworks helps educators to select the tools to meet their learning goals, impacting the student achievement and learning outcomes, as well as to make mindful choices of technology. One other thing that I considered was the SARM module. In order to shift toward a more student-centered learning opportunity, and also to promote daily high-order thinking skills. I also use Canvas tools that are aligned with my learning goals to provide choice personalization and differentiation based on course Canvas Evaluation Checklist 2.2. Once students get to the dashboard, they will find the course card that has the name so they can access easily their course. Once they enter, they will see the course navigation in their homepage directly, where they can go directly to their task, or they can also click the left menu with the modules to access that specific module for that specific week. Students benefit a lot knowing how to submit this task. For that purpose, adding requirements for each module helps students to see how you want them to submit their task, either by viewing the item, marking it as done, if it's a discussion contributing to the page, or if it's a quiz to have a specific score. All of this helps students' accountability, and they know what is exactly expected from them during that week. They will not be able to see the next module until they complete all of these items. Let's start with the engage part of the lesson. For this part, students are provided with guided practices and modeling thinking, and then gradually a release of the learning. So what I wanted to do is to provide a collaboration in Canvas. However, I had to find a substitution of the mode of delivery because I couldn't add a collaboration inside a Canvas module. However, I was able to provide a direct link. In order to do so, I found it easily to provide steps for students to follow and be able to complete each of the tasks of the lesson. Also, I provided a submission guideline, and I embedded a Genially presentation with an HTML code for students to start getting excited about learning different cultural practices and traditions in the Spanish-speaking world. So this link is a direct link to the collaborations where students chose a Spanish-speaking country on a first-come, first-served basis. Students can have editing privileges and simultaneously engage in this type of documents. Also, for the second collaboration, students were going to gather and summarize their research inside the collaborative slides. So students can see each other's research for each of the countries and learn about other traditions in a different place, but also to provide feedback in a collaboration with the other students as well, as they all contribute to the same slide. Now let's move on to the enhanced part of the lesson. For this piece, I wanted to use self-reflective practices to guide the students' learning with discussions. However, I noticed that I was using discussion at the augmentation level. In order to move them up to a redefinition, I needed to provide students with a discussion board where I did not ask a question. I needed to let the students generate their own questions and prompts. And then, based on the research from their previous task, students will engage in that discussion and engaging other students in predicting how a person from the country of their choice will reply to an invitation to a Hispanic celebration. They were already experts because they have already researched. So they will be able to predict how the person would celebrate in a different country a specific celebration. After they generate their own discussions, they had to reply to 2 students with their own predictions as well. Some students might not have the vocabulary needed yet. So I embedded a Quizlet with some sentence starters and sentences that will guide their discussions. That way, students don't have to go anywhere else outside our Canvas course, but stay inside and find the feedback they needed right away. Now let's move to the formative assessment. I was using also these quizzes in the augmentation level. So my goal was to start using the quizzes for self-directed learning, where my students will experience different questions for the same learning target with each attempt. In order to do so, I had to use 2 features. The first one was the bank of questions of the simulated conversation, either in writing or questions with embedded videos that have text in story conversations in a simulation, or just videos with 2 people talking in a simulated conversation about celebrations. It could be also an audio. The way that we're using these quizzes at the redefinition level, not only we are providing students with the authentic input for them to be able to listen to the Spanish language, but also it's a fantastic way as a remediation tool for retakes when a student is absent or when a student wants to revamp their grade with another attempt. Now let's talk about the mastery path, which is the second part of these quizzes. For this part, students receive differentiation based on their scores. If they score 80 or above, they will be sent to the extension part of the lesson. If they score less, up to 60, they will have to go through the remediation activities or tasks before they go to extend. Finally, if they receive a 60 or below, they will have to take both of the remediation tasks, and then they will be redirected to retake the quiz before they can go on to the extend part. With these mastery paths and module requirements, we help students to own their own learning by completing all the tasks and reaching the scores that will show the mastery of their learning targets. And for me, it's a great way to receive instant data. With this breakdown, that I can receive which students perform at which level, and I can see their progress. The final part of our lesson is the extend. For this part of the lesson, the students get to experience real-world tasks. In my case, the students are engaging in authentic discourse with other native Spanish speakers, like pen pals. The students will create a video role-playing their cultural conversation in Spanish, and then the rest of the classmates can watch each other's videos, rate them. Also, they can provide feedback and questions about the traditions and celebrations and recommendations for improvement. I use a Flipgrid integration inside Canvas so students don't have to go to any other external link. This extend activity not only provides authentic intrinsic motivation, but also creates opportunities for students to use their knowledge of Spanish outside the typical school day due to the differences in time zones. In this course, I learned new Canvas tools and features and different frameworks to provide students with daily student-centered tasks and to promote daily high-order thinking skills. But more importantly, to purposefully select the tools and technology to enhance my teaching and the students' learning outcomes.